Hare Krishna everyone. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the fourth house of a birth chart in Vedic astrology. The fourth house is the house of comforts. It is the house of happiness, and hence it is also called as the Sukha Bhaava. Fourth house is also the house of mother, and hence it is also called as the Matru Bhava. Let us now see what all things can we see from the fourth house. The first thing is your mother, the caregivers. Okay, what is your relation with your mother? Since your presence on the earth has come from your mother's womb, and that is why fourth house also shows your roots, from where are you coming from. Okay, the second thing that we see is the nourishment that you are getting in your childhood, the nourishment that you get in the womb of your mother. Mother is nothing but your guardian, a guardian which protects you from all the things. So, all the nourishment related things can be seen from the fourth house. The next thing that we see from the fourth house is the overall happiness that you have in life. If you are married, then it also shows the domestic happiness that one has in his or her life. The next thing that we see is your formal primary education, your schooling education, and that is why fourth house is also called as the Vidya Bhava. It not only represents your schooling education, but it also represents learning of Vedas, of Puranas, learning of the spiritual knowledge, learning of the sacred scriptures, astrological texts. Okay, so even this is represented from the fourth house. Since the fourth house is the house of mother, and it is the house of womb of your mother, from where you are coming, the nourishment that you are getting. So fourth house is also, the house of your home, especially your childhood home. Okay, the roof that a person gets over one's head. Okay, fourth house can show where one lives. Okay, whether maybe let's say after few years, whether a person is still going to live in their native place or is going to shift away from home, whether one is going to live in their own apartment, own place, own bungalow, or whether one has to live in a rented place. Okay, so all these things can be seen from the fourth house. Since fourth house is showing your home, it also shows your private life within the four walls of your home. Everybody knows that nobody behaves the same way in front of the other people versus the behavior that one has in their own home. That is why fourth house is a little more private. It shows your private life, your inner world, how you behave with your closed ones, how you behave with your family members, how you behave when you are in your own comfort space. So these things can be seen from the fourth house. Fourth house also, since it shows the nourishment, so what is nourishment? Nourishment is also kind of a luxury, because everyone doesn't have the privilege to get the nourishment that some people get, correct? So that is why fourth house also shows the comforts that you get, the comforts that your parents are giving you in your early childhood. Okay, it can be any type of comfort, maybe the clothes that you get, perfumes, jewelry, toys. Okay, school bags, anything, the luxuries and the comforts that you get at home, that is seen from the fourth house. Now, since fourth house shows your home, okay, that is we are seeing at a personal level. If we now go and see it at a national level, then it shows your native land, it shows your homeland. Okay, it is how you feel about your native land, whether you are patriotic enough or not. Okay, this is seen from the fourth house. Now, since if you see fourth house is a home, it is a four walls inside which you are present and you feel safe. In a negative sense, you can also take it as a form of a bondage, okay, because you're restrained in that environment. Even if you're safe, you are actually bonded to that environment. So, some form of arrest or bondage can also be seen from the fourth house, okay. And since this bondage feeling is attached to the fourth house, walls, boundaries, fences, okay, all these things is also seen from the fourth house. On a national front, we can associate a fence as a national border of the nation. The next thing that we can see from the fourth house is agriculture, farmlands, gardening, whether one is going to have the wealth of having cattle, okay, agricultural lands, farms, gardens, okay, whether one loves to grow crops and plants, whether one likes to do gardening, okay, the love for growing plants. So, all these things can be seen from the fourth house. Since now agriculture is associated to the fourth house, okay, soil, roots, grounds, ashes, all these come under the domain of fourth house, okay. Fourth house also represents the ending of things, okay. So burials, underground things, grave sites, the foundation laid of your home, even these things can be seen from the fourth house. Fourth house also shows the real estate matters. It shows what kind of real estate you are going to acquire in your lifetime. Whether you will acquire one apartment, multiple apartments, bungalow, mansion, land, okay, all these things can be seen from the fourth house. Okay, profession related to architecture, profession related to real estate can also be seen from the fourth house. Since fourth house is the natural house of the Cancer zodiac sign in the Kal Purush Kundali, we can also see water from the fourth house. So oceans, sea coast, okay, maybe houses which are near to the sea coast, fishing, boats, seafoods, all this becomes a part of the fourth house. Fourth house shows the luxuries of your life, and how can we miss vehicles and automobiles in this case, correct? So fourth house also shows the automobiles in general, all types of vehicles. It can be a car, it can be bullock carts, boats, okay, buses, trams, railways, okay, any form of automobiles, okay. So that can be seen from the fourth house, and hence, your roads, transportation, infrastructure, okay, walkways, ports, tracks, all these is also part of the fourth house. Fourth house also shows your father-in-law. Fourth house also shows your spouse's career, because fourth house is 10th from the seventh house. Seventh house is the house of your partner, your spouse, and 10th house shows the career. So career of your spouse is seen from the fourth house. Now let us see the people associated with the fourth house. They are mother, caretakers, nannies, teachers. Now, teachers, those teachers who have taught in your childhood, who have, played a part in the nourishment stage of your childhood, okay. Fourth spouse, real estate agents, real estate builders, archaeologists, people who are working in the field of architecture, interior designers, farmers, gardeners, agriculturists, fishermen, automobile factory workers, okay, transportation related workers, okay. And on a national front, it also shows the citizens of the country who are bounded in inside the national border. Now let us see the careers associated with the fourth house. So the first segment here we can see is the real estate related work. So it can be interior designer, architecture, the one who builds the real estates, buildings, construction, okay, real estate agents, builders, archaeology, house caretakers, okay. Segment 2 is the career related to vehicles and automobiles. Okay, so any transportation, roads, railways, construction, profession related to the civil engineers, movers and packers, delivery. Okay, so all these things can be seen. Next segment, segment number 3, is nourishment related work. So it can be, the nannies, babysitters, caregivers, nurses who take care of the people. So any type of nourishment related work can be seen from the fourth house. The segment 4 is luxury related work. So any form of, luxury, if you are providing from your work, that can be seen from the fourth house. Then clothing and textile career, furniture work. So any luxury which is associated with a house can be seen from the fourth house. Okay, segment 5 is food related work. Okay, food becomes an integral part of nourishment. Okay, so careers related to cooking like chefs, then food industry in general, restaurants. Okay, this can be seen. Apart from this, family business, your mother's business. Okay, farmlands, agriculture, farmer, gardening. Okay, all these things can be seen from the fourth house. The last segment is, okay, the segment related to water. So maybe, fishing as a career, people who provide security by, living in the boats and the ships. So shipping industry, all these things can be seen from the fourth house. The next thing that we will see is what type of places can we see from the fourth house. So first thing we can see is the roof of your house, your own home, especially your childhood home. Okay, the real estates that you will purchase in the later half of your life. Okay, once you become an adult. Okay, places with the fences and boundaries, some places which is nearby to the coastal areas or near to seashores. Okay, buildings, real estate of all types, agricultural lands, gardens, roads and railway tracks, archaeological sites, water shelters. So all these places can be seen from the fourth house. Now let us see which body parts are associated with the fourth house. So fourth house shows, there is some film, a thin film over your eyes. You can see that blood, breasts, elbow joints, diaphragm, chest, heart, lungs, stomach, blood. Okay, so blood and issues related to blood such as blood pressure, and the gland which produces hormones can be seen from the fourth house. So affliction to fourth house can show diseases to any of these areas, maybe some hormonal issues in women, or some chest issue or breathing issue. Okay, blood pressures, heart issues. So all these things can be seen from the fourth house. Now let us see the relation of fourth house with the other houses. Fourth house is second from the third house. Second house is the house of accumulated wealth. Third house is the house of short travels and communications. So second from third shows what are you accumulating in your life from the experience that you are getting while you are traveling, or when you're doing any form of communication. Okay, second from third also shows the wealth of your younger siblings, as third house is what? It is the house of your younger siblings. Fourth house is third from the second house. Third house is the house of your relatives. Third house, okay, is the house of your family relatives. So third from the second, okay, and second house is the house of your family, okay. So third from second shows your near and dear relations of your family. Fourth house is fifth from the 12th house. 12th house is the house of spirituality. Fifth house is the house of Purva Punya, which means blessings due to your past life karmas. So, fifth from 12th shows how your past life blessings is going to, help you to go towards the spiritual path in this lifetime. Fourth house is sixth from the 11th house. Sixth house is the house of deaths, diseases, and enemies. 11th house is the house of elder siblings. So, sixth from 11th shows deaths of your elder siblings, the enemies that your elder sibling has to face in life, the diseases that can, come in the elder sibling's life. Fourth house is seventh from the 10th house. Seventh house is the house of spouse and partnership. 10th house is the house of your career. So, seventh from 10th, it shows the public duty which you will do towards, it shows the duty which you are going to do towards the public. Fourth house is eighth from the ninth house. So, eighth house is the house of transformations, death and rebirth kind of situations. Ninth house is the house of religious views, the faith one has. So, eighth from ninth shows, the transformative events in your father's life, the transformative events in religion, okay. It also shows the longevity of father, because eighth house is what? It is a house of longevity, okay. Eighth from ninth also shows your religious views and beliefs, how it will get transformed due to long travels or pilgrimage that you are going to do. Fourth house is ninth from the eighth house. Eighth house, again, as we discussed, is the house of transformations, and ninth house is the house of religious views and faith. Okay, ninth house is the house of your fortune, your luck. Eighth house is the house of your in-laws. So ninth from eighth shows the luck and the fortune of your in-laws. It shows the luck or the fortune of your joint assets with your partner, because eighth house is also the house of joint assets. Fourth house is 10th from the seventh house. Seventh house is the house of spouse and partnerships. 10th house is the house of career. So 10th from 7th shows your spouse's career, the name, fame, reputation that your spouse achieves via the career. Fourth house is 11th from the sixth house. 11th house is the house of gains, income, profits, and wish fulfillment. Sixth house is the house of maternal uncle. So 11th from the sixth shows the gains, profits, incomes, wish fulfillment of your maternal uncle. Okay, it also shows overcoming of the diseases, deaths, and enemies. Fourth house is 12th from the fifth house. 12th house is the house of loss. Fifth house is the house of children. So 12th from the fifth shows loss of your children, or charity work of your children, or hospital expenses of children. Okay, now let us move ahead and see some terminologies attached to the fourth house. The first thing is Kendra house. Okay, house number 1, 4, 7, and 10 are called as the Kendra house, and fourth house is part of the Kendra house. Kendra house shows the four main pillars of anybody's life, which is yourself, your spouse, your career, and your happiness. Kendra houses are the houses of Lord Vishnu, and these houses blesses a person with good health, wealth, and wisdom. Fourth is more auspicious than the first house. Seventh is more auspicious than the fourth house, and 10th is the most auspicious than 7th house. So 10th is the most auspicious Kendra house. The next terminology attached to the fourth house is the Moksha Trikon. House number 4, 8, and 12 becomes the part of the Moksha Trikon. These are the houses which leads us to the path of liberation. It leads us to the path of moksha. Moksha Trikona in the Kal Purush Kundali usually is attached with the water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, so fourth is the environment at later part of life, which is going to trigger your journey towards the path of liberation. Eighth being Scorpio shows some event, okay, some transformative event which can happen in your life, which is going to trigger a spiritual path or a path towards the liberation. And the last but the least, which is 12th, which is Pisces, also shows some form of suffering or loss, self undoing, which again will motivate you to go towards a spiritual journey. So, fourth house is also the Moksha Bhaava, which also will show you that after you achieve all your material pleasures, you see all the happiness and the disappointments of your life, and slowly then you try to progress towards the detachment from the material aspects, and you move towards the spiritual journey. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Also, please do let me know in the comment section below what more videos would you like to see. Thank you.